Hi everyone and welcome back to Chess for Charity. In this video, I'm going to show you a super cool mate in one that I found on Reddit. So it's white to move and checkmate black in exactly one move. So it's very challenging because there are so many possibilities, and I think the more you look at the moves, you'll see that. We'll take a second and look. Before I share the solution and go through the options, let me quickly encourage you to subscribe if you have not yet already. Half of the income that I earn on this channel goes directly to charity. So every like, every subscriber, every channel member, all of that, half of it goes to charity. Just donated the other day to World Central Kitchen, and I'm going to continue doing that for the next little bit until I change charities. So if you have any thoughts on charities too, let me know. Let's get into it. So, white to move. When I first saw this problem, I was like, okay, I want to look at the easy checks. I want to look at rook here. I want to look at taking this. I want to look at queen moving here. Maybe pawn moving. Maybe a knight move. And I kind of feel a little overwhelmed. Rook move. So let's just kind of walk through what's sensible, right? The best way to do it is to look at every single possible check, and one of those must be mate, right? Seems logical. So let's start with this knight. So knight e7 looks great, right? It looks like mate, but it's not mate because this square on f8 that was covered by the bishop is no longer covered. So the king can just run to f8, and this will of course still be mate, but it's not mate in one. This is like mate in a couple. You could take, this is just an engine suggestion, right? That's mate in 3, mate in 4. Okay. So that move looks good, but it covers this square. So what if I go the other way? What if I go knight h6? Again, looks good, but this knight is no longer defended by this rook. So I can take, sure, it's still going to be mate. But again, I can take the rook, do all that. But it's not quite mate in one. And then you might notice, oh, this queen. Why can't I just play queen here mate? Well, that's an illegal move. Why is that? Because this bishop is pinning this queen to the king. So all these queen moves are just eliminated. I can't actually do anything. And you might think, oh, well, instead of just moving this way, just take the bishop. Well, you could do that, but again, it's not mate in one because this knight can interpose. You might be asking me, well, Frank, why can't they just take? Well, there's a pin happening this direction as well. So it's actually kind of funny from this initial position, there are pins everywhere, right? This bishop is pinned, and this bishop is pinning the queen, and this bishop is pinning their queen. Do you see all the cross pin action going on here? It's wild. Okay, so let's keep thinking. So this knight, we ruled out the knight. This queen, we talked about taking, it doesn't work. I never talked about the rook, let me do that. If I take this, again, the queen can't take, but to prevent mate in one, this knight can jump backwards. It's still mate, just not checkmate in one. So it kind of feels like you're running out of options. And you say, oh, what if I just push the pawn? That's another option we didn't look at. Well, the queen can now stay on this diagonal and take the pawn. This will be checkmate, but checkmate in 2. You want checkmate in 1. Okay, so what other pieces haven't we looked at? So this rook, again, seems fine. Take it. I think I already showed that variation. Well, I'm going to reveal the answer now. Oh, sorry, I didn't show the bishop move. Bishop takes. Well, this bishop all the way over here can just interpose. And again, unfortunately, it's not mate in 1, it's mate in 2. So I didn't show one of the variations. This is the variation that is the correct answer. I kind of hinted at it. Maybe you saw it. Maybe you caught it. If you did, great job. The queen is where the answer lies. Now remember I was saying this queen is pinned, so the queen can't go to these squares, unfortunately. But, very importantly, the queen has to stay on this diagonal, right? That's because the queen is pinned to the king, and the king is on this diagonal. Hopefully it's all very logical. However, the piece that would capture this queen is also pinned. So the correct answer is queen g3 checkmate, because this bishop cannot capture the queen because of the pin, and this queen can't capture my queen because of the pin. Look at that cool shape. I love this. This bishop is like the MVP right here. So that's the answer. It's a backward queen move that is double pinned, like the pieces to capture the queens are pinned in both directions. It's insane, but that's it. This bishop is covering the out square. This square is covered by the knight. This square, of course, is covered by the queen. This square is covered by the rook, and the king is being checked by the queen. So everything's covered, right? That square is being covered by the rook as well. No kidding. So that's it. So it's really cool when you look at this puzzle, like, what is the move? It's a backward queen move taking advantage of two different pins. I love that. I love the aesthetic of that. I don't know what you think. You have to let me know. Super cool move. That is checkmate, and we win. All right. Well, if you enjoyed it, let me know. I like these kinds of puzzles. Mate in ones, it's surprising to me how some of them can be so hard. I've seen some crazy checkmate in ones. But yeah, that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.